What's up, YouTube? Zach's back with another attack, and today we're talking about everybody's favorite company, Apple. Now, first I just gotta say, a little boy ran into his father's house and he said, Dad, is it true that an apple a day keeps the doctor away? And his father said, yeah, I think it is, sure. The son said, Dad, I really need an apple then. His dad says, why, boy, why? And the son goes, I just broke the doctor's window.
If you like darkness and hanging with Heartless, then you are not Sora, but you may be looking for a channel to watch. Zach to the future.
Alright, YouTube, so new year, new me, we're gonna try and keep up this schedule Monday through Friday with some Thursday live streams. We're going to try and keep that up to the best of my ability, and of course work and life sometimes gets in the way, but I'll keep you posted. You can go and follow the page on Twitter and all my other social medias to keep in the loop. I recently did a live stream, though, however, where I talked about why Apple sucks, and a lot of you may not have seen that live stream, but you may agree or totally disagree with that conversation. How can people be so set on one company, whether you're pro Apple or against Apple? I mean, at the end of the day, they are pretty much the wealthiest company in the world. So, without further ado, let's talk about why Apple sucks, and the iPhone sucks, and the iPad sucks, and the EarPods suck, and all of this stuff just sucks. Now, you gotta know, I'm playing devil's advocate a bit here. Full disclosure, I'm recording this on an iPhone right now, and I have a old iPhone 6 right here, and I gotta say, you can see it's very cracked. There's pieces missing. When I use this phone, I get chunks in my fingers. And it cuts me. It's not effective. Why is this all cracked, you may ask? Well, because Apple charges exuberant prices to repair phones. You can go to other people, but of course that automatically voids any warranty. You might not get the right parts, and Apple stores aren't close to you most of the time. So that's another problem. First off, you gotta pay so much for repairs when things happen to your phone. This started out as a little crack, and it grew until whole pieces of the glass are missing. Luckily, the LCD still works, so it still works fine. Once that stops working, I guess I'll have to figure something else out. But the nearest Apple store is over 2 hours away, so I also can't just drive there on a whim. 2 hours to get an old phone fixed? It doesn't work like that. And the new iPhone 10s cost $300 to get their screens fixed, I'm pretty sure. And I know last time I got the screen fixed on that phone, it was like $160 outside of warranty. And the costs add up and up and up. And that's not including the initial cost of the phone, because Apple phones are not the cheapest in the first place. You gotta admit, Apple's not the cheapest. A common argument that I hear is that Apple's not the cheapest, they're just the best. Or Apple doesn't do it first, they just do it the best. And sometimes I can agree with that, other times not so much. Sometimes their things are just a bit overpriced. The iPhone 10 cost about $350 to produce, and they sell it for $1,000 starting price. Now, when you're selling millions and millions of these things at $350 to make and $1,000 people buying them, now you're just making so much money that it's ridiculous, and they don't have to cost that much. Of course, there's marketing, there's development costs, you gotta hire people and things like that, and the cost goes towards improving the next phone. But at the end of the day, when you are the wealthiest company in the world and you're making so much money off one product, you don't need to charge so much. Make it more accessible. Everybody has an Android phone because there's so many of them, first off, but also because they're just cheaper. When parents buy their kid a phone, are they going to go for the $1,000 phone or the $700 phone? Probably the $700 phone. And Apple could easily be the phone that every single person has if they were the cheapest and essentially the best. But that's where my next problem comes in. They're not necessarily always the best. If you like customization, Apple sucks. Android has all of the customization. You can say what you want about the Pixel. I think it sucks. But the Pixel has that authentic Google layout. They've got all of the skin that is true to Google, and if that's your thing, that's cool. I know that the Samsung skin throws a lot of people off and they don't like that, but you can take a Galaxy phone and make it look and work exactly like a Pixel. You can't do that with iPhones. Without jailbreaking anyway, and that's another point. You jailbreak iPhones, not only does that void your warranty, but it also becomes harder and harder as the iOS versions increase. Some apps make it so that if your phone's jailbroken, you can't even use them, including Pokemon Go, which was a huge phenomenon last year. And, well, I guess it's 2 years ago now, because it's now 2018. So, Happy New Year, guys. But when apps that are major like that don't let you use jailbroken phones, but the only way to do certain things on an iPhone is to have it jailbroken, you get in this tug of war that's not fun to be on the losing side of. And another thing is that Apple will announce products and then either they will be delayed, which several products have been, most recently the HomePod, and then they will also announce products or release products and then you can't get them. The iPhone X was very, very limited supply. The EarPods, you are still ordering them and not getting them for months upon months. That's just crazy to me. Why would you release a product and let people order it, let people pay for it when they are not able to be shipped out? When they're not gonna get them for months? I mean, if you don't have the order, you don't have the stock to supply anybody who purchases one, why are you letting people purchase them in the first place, Apple? You might as well be called Cutie, because you're a little orange, not an apple. Apple, I know. The Apple back in the day made the best things. They made the first things in a lot of cases. They made the OG smartphone that really blew everything up. They started this trend. They started home computers. And now they're just on the back of everything. Their graphics are nowhere near as good as Android phones. Androids can have 4K or 2K displays. iPhone is still at this Retina display, and they could easily do better. Their batteries are so weak, it's not even funny, and now they're throttling because their batteries are weak. With Android phones, sometimes you can get batteries that are so good that they don't ever have to throttle because the batteries still do really well. They do as good as a new iPhone's battery when they've been being used for a year, and that's insane. Apple needs to step up their game. I'm not saying that Apple does everything wrong. Some things are really good. You can't get viruses on iPhones, or at least it's very difficult to. Their whole ecosystem works very well together, but at the same time, with all these other issues, especially the pricing of everything, very few people can get an entire ecosystem, and that really messes things up a little bit. Because the best experience you can have with all this stuff is to have the iPhone and to have the Apple Watch and then have it connect to an Apple TV and an iMac and a MacBook and all this other stuff. Open up your iPad and it all works right there. Your EarPods, open the case and it connects to everything. This ecosystem is getting out of control, and my Android, Google's cheaper accessories don't work as well with these iPhones, and that's not okay. That's not, and Apple needs to step up their game. They need to, once again, be the best. If you can't say what somebody's doing wrong, what a company is doing wrong, then how are they ever going to improve? How are they going to know what people want? Unless they just don't care. And maybe Apple doesn't. So, I'll leave you with that. Hopefully we see great things from Apple in 2018. I would love to. But in the meantime, guys, I'm Zach. Don't you do crack, and I will catch you in the future. Thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. There's another great video for you right here. You can click here to subscribe, and then you won't miss any of my content. I strive to make content for you constantly that helps you smile every day through optimism and comedy. So make sure you subscribe, watch my stuff, and I'll catch you in the next one.